Alright, hey now, I got my first Marvel Rivals video editing um out there. So that's pretty cool. I have so many of these videos to start editing. But hey, it is what it is. Don't get used to this for too long. This is going away soon. Told you I wanted to start looking better. I want to start doing more videos with my face. Just not sure how I'm going to work that out. And I want to try something new. I'm raising my hands right now. I'm going to go like this. And then it's going to switch to gameplay for a second. And then now you can't see it, but my hands are closing back up. Now it should be me again. Pretty cool how that worked out. Hopefully. If I couldn't figure out how to edit that, then it's just I look dumb. But yeah, here I am reviewing. By the way, this is only two of them, but I have the third one. It's sitting out there. I was reading it. I got my phone leaned up against these fuckers. Well, wait, I can. Boom. Check it. Also got the red one, so. I am hyperfixated on Zelda right now, so there's going to be plenty of reviews for Zelda when I get there. Like I said, I'm pivoting towards reviews in place of Let's Plays. Still going to be some Let's Plays here and there, but this might be better for me. Granted, you can bear to look at all this and listen to this. So, is what it is. Wouldn't it be funny if I was just playing with Transformers while I was talking? Just fidgeting with something. It'd be nice and quirky, wouldn't it? So, we're here to talk about the Fantastic Four. The movie's coming out. Hopefully this video comes out before the movie. But at this fucking point, this video is gonna come out July 1st, 2026. Because I fucking suck. I might go check on that later. But no, so I finally finished. I was watching it the day that I posted my. I was watching it February 23rd, right? When I posted my little channel update. And today's date is the 25th, but I finished it the 23rd. Or sorry, the 24th. But, Fantastic Four. The first one with Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis, Chris Evans, and I think his name is pronounced Lone Griffith? Griffith? I can't recall. But yeah, this movie actually, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It seems kind of confused at times, not knowing what it wants to be. And Doctor Doom was way too campy, to be completely honest with you. By the way, it's just gonna switch back to Marvel Rivals, hopefully. Um, yeah, the movie was a little. The movie is way too campy. Not the movie. Doctor Doom in particular, and he didn't talk the way Doom talks. So, like, I know this is like the first interpretation of these, or first adaptation of these characters that ever saw the light of day. Anyways, there's one that was made in the '80s that looked pretty good. It might have been better than this one, but it never got released. So it's tough to say how it would have turned out, I suppose. I almost wonder also if Fox was interfering. I don't know about the production of this movie. I'll be honest, but it feels like there was some interference because it feels like there's like two types of movies here, and they just don't mesh together, in my opinion. You have a drama, you have a superhero family drama, right? And there can be comedy that comes from that. But then you have some Dumb and Dumber style comedy that is just like, not Dumb and Dumber, sorry, Three Stooges style comedy that comes in here every now and then. It's a little bit of slapstick, and I'm just like, that didn't need to be there at all. Why is that there? Um, Sorry, there's just some weird shit going on inside my room. Um, but it's also like, I don't know. It's pretty good in spite of that. I liked that. That was my ankle. I like that. I like. At the beginning, there's still they set up some tension with. Uh, they set up some tension between everybody. It's not until the end of the movie that they get past all that. I thought that was brilliant. Um, I like how the movie. I like how the movie starts, and I like how it ends. Not crazy about some of the stuff that happened in the beginning. I think the journey was a little wild at times. Um, but you have. Because it starts with Reed and Ben approaching Doom for some sort of deal, and Doom kind of fucks him on the deal. And then Sue's there too, and you can tell there's some tension between Reed and Sue. Like, Reed likes Sue, but not romantic like, just like isn't like. God damn, I've never been good at explaining feelings at all. Well, so Reed. Fuck. Reed wants to make things right with Sue, but Sue clearly wants nothing to do with him. I feel like she has a bit of a heel turn after their mission goes awry in space. Um, but still is kind of like pissed off with him, just like rah rah rah. And then uh, I like to see like Ben and Reed. They're thick as thieves, but you never understand. They never tell you why or what they've been through or how they're they don't explain any of that. You just kind of have to like, yeah, they're cool. They like each other. They're chill. They're homies. And then Johnny, like nobody fucking likes Johnny. He a dick. I gotta say, I kind of like this version of Johnny. It's a very like '90s cool guy style of Johnny, even though this movie came out in like 2005, 2004, or something like that. It's a very '90s cool guy version of the Human Torch, which you don't really see too much. In like all the cartoons where I'd ever seen. Honestly, I haven't seen that much of Human Torch in anything. Honestly, he's not in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. He's not in. Hell, he's not even in one of the Fantastic Four cartoons. They replaced him with a robot named Herbie. Um, but my limited knowledge of Human Torch, I guess Fantastic Four is kind of a blind spot. Has led me to believe. Johnny can be kind of like stoic at times. Like he's a total goofball, but he's a stoic goofball when he needs to be. This did you just get? It's like it just got brighter in here. But in this movie, he's like '90s cool. He's not a goofball. He's like '90s cool guy, right? He can be a little goofy at times, but he's not. Like, you can't describe him as a goofball, and he is never stoic. Dude's always got something to say. So I don't know, but I feel like both are valid interpretations of the character. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna stick by that. Um, Reed is just as Reed-y as always. Sue, I don't know. I don't think Jessica Alba's Sue is like the default Sue, but I don't know much about Sue to begin with. I don't know how you would really describe her. I feel like in the comics she's like fearsome towards her enemies, but she's really chill to everyone else. She's like the voice of reason. I didn't get that here. She was often just saying, "Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Shut up, Johnny. Shut up, Johnny." And kind of like, Reed, you don't you think too much, you know. And blah, blah, blah. She was really nice to Ben. They hook up in the Ultimate Universe, so I mean, but I don't know. It is an interesting route that they took with her. I still don't watch Jessica Alba and too much stuff, so I don't know if that's just how she is and all the stuff. And they were like, let's make Sue more Jessica Alba-y, but I wonder what she gets up to these days because I don't think she's in anything anymore. I don't think she died. Um, but then as for the Thing, he seems right on. Like he and Reed, they seem like right out of the comics. Ben's story is pretty simple. He just wants to not be a rock monster. But then at the end of the movie, when Reed is bested by Doom, Ben's like, well, guess I'm going to be a rock monster again. I appreciate how, not easily necessarily, but I appreciate the nuance of like, so Doom, I appreciate Doom's take for besting the Thing. It wasn't like he probably could have fucked him up in his rock form, sure. But Doom's idea was, okay, let me just talk him like let me just convince him that Reed is out to get him. Right? Um or that Reed doesn't care. I thought that was pretty I thought that was an interesting way to go after the Thing. Um Now I would have I don't know. I feel like Doom's plan was pretty flawed. It just didn't really work at all. Like his big idea was let's depower the Thing, but it doesn't matter because the Thing was repowered himself anyways. What Doom should have done, I think, was try to make an ally of Ben. So that way, even if he got repowered, he's fighting the Fantastic Four for you, the Fantastic Three for you. You know, and that's kind of where I thought it was going. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I was just kind of like I haven't seen this movie since it fucking came out. So I was like, okay, well I was barely alive when it came out, so that's also part of my like memory. But I was like, okay, so this is where this is going. It's not gonna. It seemed pretty obvious to me that that's where it was going, and then it didn't, and I was like, well, wait, but that would have been a much better idea than what you just did. Turn them against each other, and he doesn't really do that. He turns Ben against. They were fighting each other the whole fucking movie though, so I guess you don't really didn't matter. But I appreciate that he went to Ben and he was telling him all these different things, and Ben's kind of like, "Nah, you're wrong," and Doom was wrong, but he's like, um, but then he's like, "Oh well, he's not gonna cure you because he's too busy spending time with Sue," and he's like, "Nah, that wouldn't happen." He walks back to the lab. They're not there. He's with Sue, and he's just like, guess it would. Guess Doom was right about everything else too. So I kind of appreciate that take on it too, or that like that aspect of his plan too. Um, I appreciated the dynamic too, and I like how straightforward this is too. is they go into space, they get changed. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the way Doom looked when he was all suited up. I like the way that they stop him. It put a decent amount of emphasis on the whole team. I wish Reed could have done something better than just like, okay, so here's what happens. The way they stop Doom, Johnny goes supernova, fucking spins around Doom, right? I'm like, that's cool as fuck. He's superheating him, and then Sue is containing the heat. So Doom is stuck in there with it. And then once he's like fucking burning alive, well, like not burning alive because he'd have been fine, but he's getting hot in there, and as soon as he's done, I see as soon as Reed is done, or as soon as Doom is like as hot as he's going to get, they decide to rapidly cool him, which is a callback to what he did to. They make a little reference to what Doom said in the previous part, and so it's something like that's a weird trend I noticed in movies back then. But there's a little bit of a callback, and then the Thing fucking kicks a hydrant open, and then Reed turns into a fucking slide to move the water towards Doom. It was cool. I was like, man, you just became a hose. I feel like you could have done something cooler. Probably would have been cooler if he grabbed Doom, pushed him into the water. Yeah, that's a change I would have made. It's easy to say that when it's been 20 years since this movie came out. But that's my suggestion. Marvel. The final battle of your movie. All of the Fantastic Four need to do something cool. No one can be cooler than the others. No one person can be cooler than the other person. So, you need to avoid... Why does it get like this now? What is this? There's like a fucking... Maybe my screen protector. I don't know. But anyways. To Marvel, like, they all need to do something cool in the final battle. I'm sure you understand that. I'm sure you're working on it. I'm sure you got your best people on it. Also, the Thing needs to say it's clobbering time. I don't care how dumb it is. I don't care how cheesy it is. The Thing needs to say it. Simple as that. Speaking of, I believe those characters should be on Marvel Rivals now, so hopefully I got some footage of them. I want the Fantastic Four in my video. But yeah, I mean, this movie was not that bad. Wasn't that great. It was a good movie, though. I give it a 7 out of 5. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. Liked it. Hoping MCU's Fantastic Four is going to be way better. I'm going to do a review of Rise of the Silver Surfer, though. I will wait on Four Stick, though. I'll probably do that after this movie comes out. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I don't really want to watch it right now. I have no interest in watching it right now. So, but yeah, hopefully this was a good video for y'all guys. I'm trying to do something new. I'm trying to revitalize this channel. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a like. Leave a dislike even. Because that helps me too. I know what not to fucking do. Right? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Whatever you need to do to keep you coming back here. Because if you like the video, if you actually like it, ignore my fucked up finger. Oh, brother. I can't even fucking close that bitch. If you like the video, there's gonna be more like it. Might as well. And hopefully, hopefully it's very sparingly cutting back to me, because I'm not really... I don't like my setup here. I'll figure out all the kinks when I'm editing it. So stay tuned for a Rise of the Silver Surfer review, I guess. I think that's going to be my next thing. Acolyte's probably going to be my next thing, actually. Ooh. The Star Wars show, for anyone who's out of the loop. Ooh. But come back in... I don't know. I don't know how long this is going to take me. Shit. We'll see. Come back in whenever, and I'll have that Acolyte review up, ideally. I am not going to do it episode by episode. I'm just going to do a review of the series, and I'm probably not going to go super in depth on it, unless there's something to go in depth on. Oh, but real quick. So, the performance for Doctor Doom, really good. I think the lines were just too campy. I feel like he could have been a really good Doctor Doom. I was talking about it to my girlfriend when we were watching part of it on the 22nd. And I was like, dude, this movie took me 3 days to watch because I've just been so fucking busy. Like, working 2 jobs now on the weekend, so. But, I was like, dude, bring this guy back to play Doom in the future, if he's still, like, acting. For a second I thought it was Jude Law, but it's not. It's just, the guy looks like him. He also kind of looks like James Marsters. Wait. Yeah. From Smallville and Dragon Ball. But then, he could be, I feel like he could play a current Doom. Depends on what he's still doing. Depends if he's still, I don't keep up with these people. Not my job. But his performance was great. His lines were a little, like, campy. Like, man, I kind of rolled my eyes to a few of them. There's a pun, actually, when, it wasn't one of Doom's lines, but when Ben is turned back into a human, he's like, oh yeah, now there's no thing to stand in your way. It's like, really, Ben? Such a tense situation and you're throwing a pun out there? Like, I rolled my eyes, but I'm laughing on the inside. And as for this motherfucker, like, Doom, so many weird lines that I'm just like, dude, are you, like, even... What is it longer over here? I don't know. But I'm just like, bro, why are you being so campy? And why are you talking like that? There's no, like, you will bow before Doom or anything like that. It's just literally, like, puns and really weird, really zany villain questions. I didn't mind it too much. I'm kind of hoping in Rise of the Silver Surfer he'll be more Dr. Doomy, because I remember him being in that movie. I also remember Johnny becoming, like, the Super Skrull. I don't know. I don't really remember much about the Silver Surfer or Galactus, except for Galactus is just a giant pink cloud, so fucking lame. But it is what it is. So I don't know. There is fucking something right there. It's fucking, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. The performance of Chris Evans was pretty good. He never really felt like he was trying too hard. Michael Chiklis was pretty good as the Thing. Lone Grufford, I think. He was pretty good. Jessica Alba was decent in there too. Some of her scenes took me out of the movie a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's like 4 different gags about her getting naked, and I'm just like, this isn't really the time or the place for this. This isn't really the kind of the movie where you need that. Like, I'm all for nude scenes, I'm all for like sexy scenes or anything like that. I was just kind of, but it, it has to feel right. And the bridge scene was one thing, right? That didn't really take me out too much. But then she has to do it again, and that took me out of it. And then the scene of, I guess she's getting out of the shower and Reed walks in there, and I'm just like, okay, so we're doing that again. I'm just kind of like, that just took me out of the movie. I was just like, once, twice, three, like once is fine. Just not sure what we needed to do that like 3 times. Kind of took me out. In like 15 minutes too. 3 times in 15 minutes probably, I think. So, spread it out maybe a little bit more. Spread them cheeks. Nah. But yeah, it was just weird. I was like, I don't understand why this is like your main thing for this character. Now I know the deal about Jessica Alba back then was like super hot, super like. I mean, you have them all the time. It's like your Jessica Alba's, your Kate Upton's, your Gal Gadot's, your Anna de Armas, I think is how you pronounce her name. That's how it goes. It's just a little bit much for this movie, though. I don't really think that's her fault, though. She didn't write the movie. So, I don't know. I would have cut back on that a little bit. Like I said, 7 out of 10. Liked it. Didn't love it. Cannot wait for Pedro Pascal, Eben Moss-Backrack, who was also in the Punisher series. Another MCU thing that he's in. Vanessa Kirby. And unfortunately, for the life of me, I cannot remember Johnny Storm's name. But their version's going to be fucking great, I can tell already. Yeah, so stay tuned. Pretty soon we'll be doing Rise of the Silver Surfer. That'll be after The Acolyte, though. Let's get through that. Man, I got 2 things I'm not looking forward to. Because I don't remember liking Rise of the Silver Surfer at all. Not one bit. I do not remember liking... Well, I never even finished Acolyte, first of all. So now I gotta go in and finish it. I'm gonna watch it from the beginning so that way I know. So that way I'm current. But, like, I'm not looking forward to either of the... Well, I am kind of looking forward to the Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Not at all looking forward to Acolyte. Just not. See y'all then.